If you're feeling nervous about jumping into the St. Petersburg real estate market, I get it. With prices dropping and hurricanes making headlines, it's easy to worry you'll make a costly mistake. And that's why in this Q2 2025 market update, we're gonna uncover exactly what's happening in the St. Pete Clearwater area, from single family homes to condos, flood zones to non-flood zones. We're about to go over the details that you need to make a smart move and discover where the opportunities are in this market. Now, before we dive in, if you're ready to buy, sell, invest, or relocate to the St. Pete Clearwater area, make sure you reach out to me. Every week I speak with people just like you to help them navigate this market and turn their projects into reality. So give me a call or text the number below, or check out the contact info in the description so we can have a no pressure conversation about your plans and get you moving. That being said, let's dive into the video. To start, let's take a look at what prices are doing, because let's be honest, that's what we all care about most. And the St. Pete Clearwater market has definitely cooled since the high point in April 2024. Single family homes are down 5% from that peak, which is a slight dip, but not crazy. Condos though, they're down 11%, a much bigger hit. So to put it simply, single family homes are holding value relatively steady with only a slight dip overall, but condos are definitely feeling the squeeze. So before we take a closer look at what's happening there, let's talk about another very important factor in our market, which are flood zones. This is where we realize that it's really a tale of two markets. On one hand, we have non-flood zone properties that are only down 3.75% from their December 2024 peak. That's really nothing that would make headlines. It's just normal seasonal fluctuations. So the non-flood zone market is pretty much retaining values and holding steady. Now, flood zone properties, on the other hand, that's a different story. These areas have been hit hard. And if you look up the definition of a real estate crash, it's when home prices drop 20% or more. And if we look at where flood zone property prices are today versus their peak in January 2024, they are down just over 20%, technically making this a crash. The inventory buildup in these areas is making it harder for properties to sell, and homes are taking a lot longer to sell compared to the rest of the market. So if you're eyeing a property by the water that you've always dreamed of but couldn't afford it before, now might be your chance to snag a bargain. But you will need to weigh out the costs and know exactly what you're getting into before you dive in. So let's talk about that. Why are we seeing prices drop so much in flood zone areas? For starters, hurricanes Helene and Milton hit flood zone properties hard. Not only was it a devastating financial and emotional hit for affected homeowners, but also many are only just now getting insurance payouts to start fixing things up 6 months later. Not only that, but the permitting offices that give authorization for making renovations are also extremely backed up, causing more painful delays. So things are taking a very long time to progress, and all that is making buyers fearful of flood risks and the costly, time-consuming remediation that comes with it. Now, when it comes to condos specifically, ever since the collapse of the tower near Miami in 2021, a lot of new regulations were put in place to make sure that condo buildings are properly being maintained. And these regulations triggered unexpected, costly assessments for condo owners who were forced to make repairs on deferred maintenance, and often led to higher monthly HOA payments to fund repairs and reserves. And add in rising insurance costs across the board, especially in flood zones, and it's no wonder why cost of ownership has skyrocketed, leaving these properties less attractive right now. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but unfortunately this is the reality of the market we're in. But it isn't all bad. Let's take a look at some positive things that are happening today. For one, homes are still selling. Don't let the price drops fool you. People are still moving to the Tampa Bay area in droves. Single family homes are going under contract in just 24 days on average, while condos take about 47 days to find a buyer. So it's not the wild frenzy that we saw a couple of years ago, but there's still plenty of action going on. For buyers out there, you've got room to shop around, and sellers, price it smart, and you'll get those offers rolling in. Second, more homes are on the way with inventory set to grow through 2025, and that's great news for buyers. Expect to see many renovated properties hit the market, in areas by the water that were affected by the hurricanes. All those homes are now in the process of being renovated, and a good percentage of those owners will probably end up selling to recuperate their renovation costs. And more homes means more choices and more wiggle room to negotiate. So sellers, you will need to bring your A game when it comes to pricing and marketing to stand out in this growing market. And third, St. Pete and more generally the Tampa Bay area are thriving. This area has so much to offer and attracts tens of thousands of new people every year. And Florida as a whole has the second highest net migration in the country, only behind Texas, with its diversified economy, strong job market, and access to warm weather and beautiful beaches. It's no wonder why so many people want to call this place home. That's why, despite all that has happened over these past years, this market stays strong overall. So if you're thinking about investing or relocating, this is a fantastic place to plant roots for the long haul. So there you have it. The St. Pete Clearwater market is full of opportunities, whether you're eyeing single family homes, condos, or navigating flood zones. With prices settling and more homes hitting the market, it's really important to get clear on your next move. I'm here to help you make sense of it all. I'm a licensed realtor in Florida, located here in the Tampa Bay area, and I help people with their real estate needs every day. So if you'd like to have a conversation about all that or have any questions, my contact information is below. And with that, have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.